Good morning, everybody. Welcome to Thrive, Not Just Survive. I'm your host, Nasira Jamal, and I am so honored to have this group of ladies on my show today. But before I introduce you, I want to talk about leadership, what leadership is, and what it enables for building community, building influence. And leadership is the capacity to translate a vision into reality. And these three women are completely inspiring. I've had the privilege of meeting them through one of the students, their mother. But what I am so honored is that they've included me in their journey. And I want to talk to them about how they are showing up for their tribe. And I want them to share their story in terms of the leadership opportunity that they have created for themselves. Now, I honestly believe the essence of great leadership is influence, not authority. And this is how they are leading their group. So let's bring these wonderful ladies on so we can get this conversation started. Welcome, ladies. How are you?
Good. Thank you.
How are you?
I'm great. Thank you so much. So I want to first of all thank you for taking the opportunity to be here on Thrive, Not Just Survive, because I truly believe that what you guys are doing is one part of changing the world, changing what we see as serving our community, and your community is the student body at universities. So what I want to start with, Anusha, is if you can tell us how this whole thing started. Where did it come from, and how did you get involved?
So basically what happened was that overnight our whole lives were turned upside down. We were expected to switch over to the online systems because of the whole COVID situation. That's where we got the inspiration to start iCommunity, because we wanted to provide a way for students such as like the incoming students in university to have the ability to have a smoother transition into their university lives, as well as for existing students to have a way to cope with what's happening, with the uncertainty, with the stress and stuff that's coming with it. Our project was selected by U of T and Rotman School of Management, and that's where the idea basically came about from.
That's unbelievable in terms of even taking that initiative to say there has to be a way, even though things were moving online, right? That you had to find a way to create, again, that level of community that you can't really have if you're not in school, or at least that's what most people think, right? That how are we going to manage now if everything is moving online? So I believe that, you guys obviously, as young leaders, looked at it as an opportunity to create something that would still bring people, the student body, together. So thank you for that. Nadira, can you sort of tell us what the vision is? Like, what do you guys as a group, as creators of this iCommunity, what do you see in terms of your vision? What would you like to have happen?
For sure. So as like a team, like our main vision is really to build that global community with students like all over the world. Like Anusha was talking about, it's just such a crazy time, and we're still living in a crazy time. So it's just really like building like a huge community, and we're gonna do this through like podcasts as well as and that will be on both like our Instagram and our Facebook page. So each month we have like a different theme. So for this month it's self-care, and then we'll like go on with different themes like for each month. So and with that month, like we're gonna kind of, so that'll be like the theme that will guide like the podcast that you'll see, as well as like different like activities for like students all over the world to participate in, and just really it's a platform for them.
That's amazing. So you guys have created an Instagram account. I'm just going to put it up here, just so we can get you more followers, we can get people involved. And I believe that, obviously from the demographic perspective, in terms of that age group, they tend to be on Instagram. So I understand how you want to build that community. Now, Natalie, can you tell us how we can support you, what we can do to help you grow? Because I believe that the mission that you guys are on is a very large one. And like Nadira mentioned, it's you want to attain the global market so that there is that kind of continuity no matter where you are in the world, to be able to connect with like-minded people. So can you tell us how we would be able to support you through this journey?
Yeah, for sure. So our goal is really to just build this massive base, like this place where students and really anyone who's looking for resources like this month for mental health resources can come and just come together and learn something and feel supported. So if you can share this video, follow us on our Instagram, that would be amazing. Get the word out if you have if you know like young people, students, tell them to give us a follow or really follow us yourselves, because what we're posting, it can really be applied for anyone.
Exactly. And I think that's what I really thought that was a connection. Like it wasn't that, of course, the students are sort of your target audience because you want to make sure they feel connected, that they are supported, that they can reach out and, you know, make this network work for them and for their communities, even globally. But in terms of the older, like the parents of the children, or the, I don't want to call them children, but the young people that are going into university, the parents can have the resources and they can actually see what's going on within the network. And then we can pull in resources from different people. Just as you come on this broadcast with me, I believe there are others who can help you pass the message along and make this broader and global as the mission is, right?
Yeah.
So in terms of, okay, so that was really something you touched on. I want to know what types of things are going to be part of the community, meaning you mentioned self-care, but what other components do you see that will support the student body?
So we're mostly focusing not only on self-care, but also the major aspect of our whole community building was to connect students with other students, be it like upper year students, because I feel like personally we all felt the same thing, that a student can only relate to another student. It's really hard to talk about this stuff with someone who's older than you, who's not in school. Everyone's going through something, but it's really hard to find someone who's going through the exact same thing. So building this community would help students reach out to other students from all across the world who's going through different things and different circumstances. But at the end of the day, everyone's struggling with the same exact thing, which is transitioning to an online schooling system.
Right. And I think that's something that's a really good thing you've highlighted, that you have to be able to be around folks that same age group, the same kind of demographics in relation to where you are at, right? So there's not this idea of, well, you don't know what I'm going through, so therefore I'm not going to be able to take that information and apply it to my life. But whereas you're creating a community where it's with like-minded individuals, going through things that are like-minded, of struggles and challenges, and even I'm sure that you'll be celebrating successes and things that are positive that are happening, transitioning from an offline world to an online world. Is that correct?
Yeah, that's really, that's what we're trying to do, is really just creating that community, as you like mentioned, like the online world. So next month, like we're going to focus more on like the transition to university, or even if you're in high school, it'll be useful and just tips on like how to take notes online, how do you best like manage like your schedule, your time management. It's so different when it's online versus like in person. So just kind of we'll focus on that. So it really be helpful for anyone.
That's amazing. So Natalie, can you tell us, or I don't want to stump you with this question, but it's just popped into my head. Is there going to be professors and teachers that are going to be part of this, like counselors and people that are there? Will there be that sort of level of support as well?
Yeah, definitely. We've reached out already to a bunch of professionals from the University of Toronto, and we're hoping to bring them on to speak in different ways on different topics like course selection, transitioning into university. I don't want to give too much away at this point. But yeah, definitely in the future, we're hoping to reach out to professors for specific topics that students would like to hear about, so that they have that opportunity to network and also learn more.
That's amazing. See, and I think that's the other thing, right? When you're connecting with professionals who can bring this information, and it's so handy when it's online that anyone can access it at any given time. And I love the idea that you're having speakers come on, because there is a lot of knowledge and a lot of resources out there that you guys can tap into that would be really helpful as your students and the students that you're serving move into this world of online, especially, I guess, the students that are coming into the first year of university. Do you think that, Anusha, maybe you can answer this, do you feel that initially it's going to be really for those guys because this is their first year of university and in a world that now is a little bit different than what they were expecting?
Definitely. Like I personally met most of my friends through the first week, which is called the Frost Week. I met most of my friends there. That was the hardest time because you don't know, you're coming into a whole new world. You don't know people, you don't know what to expect. You're coming out with such different expectations that you come from high school. There's people all around the world that you're meeting. So I feel like doing this online might be really difficult to do, especially like having to go through lectures online, tutorials online for MedTech students and people who will be taking labs online. It's going to be a really difficult time, and we want to try to help to ease that a little bit.
That is something that I think, even if it's like, I mean, right now, obviously everybody's transitioning, right? There's a lot of things we don't know what's going to transpire over the next 3 to 6 months in terms of COVID. But I think overall, you know, when you're building a community, it is about building a network that not only helps you now, but going forward as you go through your university years and you become who you want to become and you're getting more trained. I see you nodding your head, Natalie, that, you know, it's about creating these relationships that last way beyond your 4, 6, 8, 10 years of schooling, right? And so can you sort of tap in on that? Like, I know that you guys are, you know, in your second, third year of university. How do you find that this community will help build relationships? Like, do you feel that at this point with the information that you're sharing that they'll be able to connect to each other using your platform?
For sure. So I think the first thing that, and I know this is something Nisha and Ali and I were like discussing the other day, was just how do we really make our platform engaging to that specific audience. So one thing that we plan on doing is just really asking like what they want. So we've already, our Instagram platform has been running, and I think we had done a couple of polls on just, and that's like really helped like guide like the direction, because, and we also have like, we're also like, all of us are students from U of T, so we totally understand what they're going through from the student perspective and what really we need to support us. So in terms of them connecting, like we do have like a Facebook page. We're going to try and make our platforms as interactive as possible. Maybe Natalie can talk about this later, but like the website, which is coming up, that'll be definitely a way to engage. And if they do want the opportunity to come on as a speaker and just really share their experiences, like I think we'll have like an application or something that they can fill out. So because we really want to have like students also speak to students, because I feel like that's very effective.
Yep. And I think that is something that, you know, that's a really good thing that you highlighted, is that students can talk to students. And when they're part of a community, when they feel like they're involved in that community of where it's going, what it's serving, you know, they're more committed to that community, because you're wanting to make it inclusive of, you know, making sure everybody feels like they're part of it and that they do have some say in it. Like if you are taking sort of, you know, some guidance from what they're asking for, some of the students may give you more ideas of what they would like this community to serve them with, right? With resources or topics even. So I think it's really something that will grow as you guys grow. I do want to sort of say to the people that are watching and those that are watching on replay, this is just brand spanking new. And so there's a lot coming up, a lot of things that are in the works. I have a little bit of knowledge of what they're preparing, but I think that overall you guys have a very big plan for this community called iCommunity. So can you, Anusha, just talk a little bit about sort of the online platforms where we will be able to find you? I know it's all in the process, but can you just sort of highlight what's coming up?
Definitely. We have our Instagram page, which is up and running. We also have a Facebook page that is also up and running. Our LinkedIn is still in the works, and Natalie can tell you a lot more about our website, which is also coming in the next month or so.
Okay, so Natalie, can you tell us what your website will be like? What will be in there? What the students can find and how it would help them?
Yeah, sure. So our website is kind of like this place where you can access all of our resources. We're going to be posting podcasts up there, and you'll be able to listen to and download them all from our website. You'll be also able to link to U of T's clubs page, and hopefully in the future some other university club pages as well, so that first year students and really any students who are looking for clubs will be able to go and look and find those clubs really easily, because especially when we're online and I really don't know what's happening with our club fair, I don't know how first years and new students are going to find out about how to get involved in the school community.
Yeah. And again, that's really a really good place to land, to kind of say, well, what's available? What can I tap into? What is it that I feel connected to that I would want to be involved in? Some people are audio learners, so the podcast will be something that will probably be very, very helpful. So I'm really glad that you're sort of taking in all angles of different platforms, depending on where they are and who, especially with LinkedIn, like you're going to get a lot of professionals that will find you, and you may be able to find a lot of resources, a lot of speakers and people that can bring you things that will help the student body really move forward, and not get stuck in this whole idea of, oh my gosh, that life has changed and I wasn't expecting this, but really find the resources that could be supporting while they're going through it. So, you know what, I think that this is amazing that you guys are doing it. I want to highlight the fact that you guys are young women, you guys are showing up, and you are emulating what leadership looks like and what leadership means in terms of moving forward. How do we become the change we want in this world? And it's like women like you, I call you guys my rising stars, because I am so inspired by just taking that initiative. So for people that are out there watching or wanting to sort of see, is there a way they can get involved? Is there something that you need from them? Or can you give us some words of wisdom of people that want to be part of a change? Like, just sort of highlight what that might mean. Anusha, you wanna take that one?
Definitely. So basically, I feel personally, all of our beliefs is we're taught in university that you have to be the change you see in the world. If you don't take the initiative, someone else will, and maybe someone else will be looking up to you. And if you take that initiative, they'll look up to you and want to take it themselves. It's a whole building process. It's a building block. And you can never be too nervous. We were all very nervous to start this project. We didn't know where it was going. We still don't know what direction it's going to go into, but we're still hoping for the best. And that's kind of what's keeping us going. The hope that it's going to grow, it's going to become big. We definitely have our downfalls where we're just sitting there. We're like, oh my God, how are we going to bring this forward? But then we know that we're going to rise and it's going to be fine.
Yeah, exactly. And I think that's another really good thing to highlight here. We don't all have the answers when we begin something, and we're not supposed to. We're supposed to go through the journey, have fun with it, be in anticipation of what is yet to come, because I like the fact that you've made that intention that you want to grow this to a global community. You want it to be very large. You don't have to know all of the answers. The answers will come to you as you guys move forward with the actions you're taking, with the steps that you are, obviously kind of preparing to take as you make it grow. And I think all three of you, and I think I want to highlight that as well, you're all bringing in different strengths, so that your team is what's going to really hold everything together, because one person can't do everything. And the fact that there's three of you and bringing in three different talents and resources from three different circles of networks is an amazing way to start something that you want to go global. So I'm really, really proud of you guys. Like, you guys are doing an amazing job already, being that you're brand new. So for my end, I just want to thank you for taking the time to come into this interview process, get the word out. I'm going to share this. I hope that the people that are watching, whether it's on replay or live, please share the video, follow them on Instagram. Is there any parting words that you want to sort of leave with us that will, help you, help us, whatever we could do? Is there any parting words? Any one of you can jump in.
Sure, I can jump in here. So I think in terms of just, like Anusha, I think she put it really nicely, like, you have to be the change you want to see. And I think that's super important. Like all of us, if we had this vision, like 2-3 months ago, and we just came together and really came up with this platform. And it's really nice to see, like, all of us have different educational backgrounds. So I think that was really helpful when we, just with the whole designing part of it. And so, like, for example, like, I'm an accounting student, so like I have like that kind of background. And they're both in Anusha and I are in the same program, but we're in different specializations. So I think it's just really interesting to see like that come together. So I think in terms of like final words, it's really just be the change you want to see.
Excellent. That's awesome. And just to highlight, so maybe all three of you, if you can just tell us what you're aspiring to do with the degree that you're going after. Anusha, can you tell us a little bit about that for you?
Definitely. I'm currently specializing in management with a focus in finance and strategy and a minor in economics. So in the future, I'm hoping to pursue my CFA. It's a difficult exam. We'll get there.
Yep, absolutely. And I think these are building blocks, and you will get there as you need to get there. And so I'm just proud of you for taking the steps that you need to get to the goals and the dreams that you aspire to fulfill. Natalie, can you tell us a little bit about where you're at in your program?
Sure. So I'm entering my third year, specializing in computer science, and I'm hoping to do a focus in artificial intelligence. And then from there, hopefully one day I'll start my own tech company.
Beautiful. I love the big vision of your own tech company, because that's obviously, the world is moving faster than we can keep up with, and tech is our lifelong friend. So I congratulate you on that, and I really wish you all of the success. Nadia, I know you mentioned, can you just give us a little bit of insight of what that program is, a little deeper?
Sure. So I'm going into my third year as well. So I'm in the Rotman Commerce program like Anusha. So my specialization is accounting, and I'm doing 2 minors, one in economics and sociology.
That's awesome. So you know what? I mean, obviously there's some real smart brains in this interview here. I wish you all tons of success in your endeavors, in your aspirations, but also with this iCommunity. I love the name, by the way. I believe that, that was probably divinely guided to you guys. It's a beautiful way to bring a larger group of people together in times of such stress and such need, that you guys have come up and are rising stars to create a community that will probably live on in terms of the legacy you guys will create with it. So congratulations on that. Please, come join me anytime. You're welcome on the show. As you grow, I'd love to promote you further. Let me know how I could be of assistance. And I, again, wish you all of the success that there is to be had. Thank you so much for joining me.
Thank you for having us.
Thank you so much for having us.
Awesome. I'm just now fiddling around here and trying to just make sure that I'm doing this properly. Thank you for joining in, and watching these women, I hope it inspires you, no matter where you are in your journey. Just the fact that these young ladies have taken on something that is such a global vision that they have in creating community and bringing people together. And in times of need, this is what we need, right? Is people coming together. So I want to honor them. And if you can, please share this video, join their Instagram community, share out that, and follow them, their Facebook page, and all of the things that are coming up. They're going to be doing a lot more advertising, and I know that the marketing piece is going to come into play as well. If you have anybody that could help them, if there's resources out there that you know of that perhaps they could tap into, that would be an amazing way for you to support these amazing women for what they're doing. So thank you again for joining me. Happy Thursday. Remember always to be kind to yourself and to others. I'll see you tomorrow, where I'll be interviewing Dr. Cheryl again on Black Lives Matter. See you tomorrow. Have a wonderful day.